I'm Corey, or Everything Fantasy. Let's analyze more music from Limbus Company. I've got my keyboard in front of me to try and recreate some of the sound of the music that we listen to. Today, we'll be looking at Intervallo VII-1 boss battle theme. I've done the normal battle theme, and I know this was a popular suggestion. I've heard as well already going into it that there's references to classical composers, and I'm curious. Let's get into this. I love that chord sequence. So we're in the key of... We're in the key of C minor. And I felt like I had really strong low brass there, like a... with some crazy arpeggiated piano phrases, kind of like that kind of thing. There's a phrase. It's kind of like that sort of thing, which I feel like is a reference to a classical piece, but I don't know what. I can't pinpoint it. I'd love to know. I think there's probably in the original video, actually, if I look at the comments, some references to exactly the phrases that are borrowed from classical composers. Before we go into this next section, I love that line there. It feels so kind of like... It almost feels like I'm performing on stage in a way, if I had to describe it in that way. Yeah, like I'm confronting something. I am the grand finale. I'm at the front of the stage sort of feeling from this. Okay, there's some really cool things going on. Let's go through this. Okay, so from my mind, we have the piano that's really subtly, okay, I say subtly, it's doing those arpeggiated phrases again throughout. There's almost quite soaring sounding brass. Strings, similar vein to the piano. But the other thing I thought was really cool, actually, are the snare drums. Now I need to load it. There's always an instrument in a lot of these pieces that I don't have loaded up in my template, and I therefore have to find. This is one of them. That kind of idea. Whoa. Oh, okay. Sorry, no, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. Oh, I really like that. I really like that. I like the sort of almost like a call and response. I almost get the feeling of like two conflicting forces sort of fighting against each other sort of thing. I know that's inherent in most fights, but I mean in the sense of like two really powerful forces clashing kind of thing is the impression I get from this. Either that or you're fighting against someone that's just insane, like just the peak of powers, I'm thinking. Wait, sorry, what happened there? There's three things happening here. We have the return of that phrase, and we have something like that phrase again. It's just it's like this is almost feels like the climax section, but I still say there's like over a minute to go. So is it really the climax? Phrase again. It's that phrase from before that we're like. That's how it goes. I do like the fact that this piece almost feels like a combination of like 4 or 5 different melodic ideas that are all kind of just pieced together in different segments of the piece. And then we have this section, which is kind of like if I was using classical terms, I'd describe it as like a recapitulation, where it kind of revisits those motifs from before and adapts them and changes them. But this is kind of an unusual version of it because it's like all of these motifs are happening at the same time, kind of thing. And I'm curious of how that correlates to whatever is happening on screen, most importantly. Same phrase again. Same phrase. And we go back into the loop, I think. Two cool things I thought were happening there. So we started with the phrase that was like. Then we had that phrase again. So really interesting piece. The combination, the fusion of different ideas must mean something really significant. I'm sure it does. Now going back to my everythingfantasy.net website where someone suggested this. I think a few people did actually. I'll look at one of the comments. This song includes references of classical masterpieces such as Chopin, Paganini, Beethoven, so it'd be fun to find them listening to it. Unfortunately, I wish it was me 10 years ago who was a lot more familiar with classical music than I am now. What you can definitively hear are the phrases. I can't link them necessarily to a piece from those composers, but I'd love to see I'm pretty sure there must be a video of somebody doing it. I'd love to see it actually, because it's really interesting. You can spot the phrases, the individual motifs, but I can't quite link them to a composer yet. But it'd be an interesting exercise to be able to do it. Thanks for the suggestion, as always. If you want to suggest more, you can do it in the comments or everythingfantasy.net. I'll be doing some more Limbus Company reactions, so stay tuned until next time. Thanks for watching, and take care, my friends.